What is up, guys? This is Smeek Fishing, and we got a good one for you guys today. We're going to be talking about the Berkley Gilly. Probably already seen this bait. It was the winner of ICast. Definitely expecting good things out of this bait. I've fished with it twice already, so I'm going to show you guys some of that footage as well a little bit later. I'll make sure I'll throw a tag down in the description, so if you want to skip ahead to that, you can go ahead and look at that, click it if you want to see it just being fished with. I got two of them here. I got a couple more of the 130s in a couple different colors, but this is going to be one of the HD colors in the 130. This is that HD yellow perch. Really cool color. Obviously hyper realistic. So going to be something good to throw in clear water. And then we also have the 90. I'll hold the other one back up so you can see size comparison. 130 millimeter and a 90 millimeter. There's also a 110 millimeter. So something right in between these, which I think honestly would probably be my preferred size. The one right in the middle, but I'll explain that a little bit later, my reasoning behind it. A couple cool things about this bait. Obviously you can see this whole back section is perforated, which is kind of interesting. And it has a couple lines on the side, which I'll show you come in handy, because this is actually gonna be a side rigged bait. I'm gonna be showing you in just a sec how I rigged it and a couple little tips that you can try to do that may help. But first thing I wanna show you guys is the action. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys some of this underwater footage that I got. The action on there is just ridiculous. Ultra realistic, ultra lifelike. There's not really anything that's gonna imitate, you know, panfish or bluegill or even crappie. They have crappie color on here. Quite like this. Not to mention it'll fish on beds. Not to mention it'll fish through weeds. Not to mention you can kind of get it down to the bottom. Kind of. It's not gonna be the best, but if you have tungsten nail weights, it's definitely something that's possible, and I'll show you. I did rig it up with a nail weight, so I'll show you that part as well. But just a very versatile bait overall, and it's something that, especially with the size variances, I mean, it'll catch everything from a little 1 pounder all the way up to, I think, some really big, you know, 20+ inch bass. But I know what you guys want to see, so I'll show you guys some of the fishing, and then we'll come back and I'll kind of give you guys my final thoughts as well on, you know, how it fished, what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it. All right, guys. So before we actually get out to the water and get fishing, I do want to show you guys exactly how I rigged this thing up. So of course we got our Gilly here. We got a 4/0 owner twist lock hook. It's a weightless, of course. So the first thing we're gonna do, I do also have a nail weight here, but I'll show you what we're gonna do with that here in a minute. We're gonna take it and straight there, right in the mouth, we're gonna just put our twist lock. This part, you're probably pretty straightforward on if you've ever fished with a soft swim bait of any sort. It's the same thing, but there's nothing special here. Now what is gonna be a little different, once you get this guy twisted all the way on there, you're actually gonna leave it twisted to the side. So the reason being, this is gonna be a side hooked bait, so you'll see there's a line up top, a line down bottom. This is gonna show you where to line the hook up. And the line that we're gonna aim for is gonna be this bottom line. It just tends to run a little bit more straight and upright in the water if you do that. So that's what we're gonna do. And shoot her straight on through. And that's pretty much gonna be it for that twist lock, guys. So we're gonna do this one more thing. We're gonna set this nail hook. This is a 1/16 ounce, and this is just, again, gonna help it run straight up and down in the water. Now you can get that sideways swimming action in the water. Some fish are still gonna bite it, but I just haven't seen fish swim like that, so I want it to be as realistic as possible. Now there is a place right here that they want you to put the nail weight. This will work fine as well, but it is gonna have a tendency to want to dive nose down when you stop reeling or when you slow down. So I'm gonna rig right below that, and that's also gonna allow me to put a rattle. Well, excuse me, actually I don't have one right now, but in the gilly that you'll see in the video of me fishing here in just a minute. I do actually have a rattle placed in there, which just is gonna help draw a little bit more fish out because this is a pretty subtle bait. So I'm gonna place it just below that in this, basically where the gill plate starts. Just make sure we're going straight back and bloop all the way in there. Doesn't matter if you got a little bit sticking out the front, but get that guy all the way in there. You'll see he's not poking out the back. It's not gonna stop the movement at all. It's just gonna keep that guy wanting to swim a little bit more straight and maybe, you know, give you a tiny bit of drop rate. It's not gonna draw real fast just because it's a flatter bait, but either way, that's the way I chose to rig it. Again, you can throw that rattle in there. They have little glass rattles. They got them at Academy or Bass Pro, wherever you're buying your tackle at. And last but not least, we're gonna skin hook it. So that's it, guys. That's how you rig up that Berkley Gilly. Let's get out to the water and see how it fishes. See if we can get anything to bite. Alrighty, guys. We are back at the home pond. Well, I was gonna go to a different pond, but I just didn't have time today. I got work here in the next, I gotta leave for work here in the next hour. So spend all my time driving, only get another 15 minutes to fish. You guys can hear that rattle in there. These bluegill beds are crazy. Had a bite. I don't really know what bit it, but something bit it. I bet on the 90, I think is the size. I bet you could catch a crappie if it was big enough. A little crappie fishing. Yeah, guys, I would say this bait's primarily gonna be best in the shallows. Working it over cover and around cover, all that good stuff. Unless you have a tungsten nail weight, because even with the little weight that I put on there, like it's just a very slow rate of fall, which makes sense being that it's such a wide bait. It's obviously going to slow it down as it's falling through the water column. Yeah, it just doesn't get down there quite quick enough. And I haven't got a chance to see, like, is it fluttering down or how's that actually look? But I would assume it's not the cleanest action if I had to guess. So, like, yeah, it's kind of hard to see in this chocolate milk. On the drop, however you want to put it. It's the first couple bass I've seen, so they're probably all hanging out on this side.
Well, it definitely draws them out, I can say that. Yeah, I think I can confidently say that it does draw them out. It's been a good couple followers now. And a couple have short striped it. Just nothing fully committed yet, is basically. That's all I'm waiting on is for a big old fish. Actually, that one of them did commit, it just couldn't get it in its mouth. So, give that guy his credit. The rain ain't gonna stop me. I just cast it right next to something. Oh, he just hit it. There's one. Oh, that's a decent size too. Just got hit again.
Alrighty guys, so welcome back. You've gotten to see now some underwater swimming footage, so you can see the action of the bait, see how it swims through the water. You've seen me actually fishing with it, so you probably have some of your own thoughts, but I'm gonna give you, again, just what I thought on the bait so far from fishing it. One thing, I think I said this probably a million times already, the action on this, it's really not gonna get more realistic. They got this crazy perforated thing going on in the back that just makes it flow through the water and that tail have a great kick. That being said, it does call a lot of fish in, especially the way that I had it rigged. I did have a little rattle in there, so you'll be able to hear that in the footage as well. But of course, had the nail weight to make sure it's running straight, and then I'm able to kind of bring it through things and around things a little better without it just topping out. But as far as actually getting the bites, so you'll probably see in the video several times the bait was either followed in or bass were actually hitting it. And just because of the bait and the way that it's set up, now I was fishing the 130, and I did say a little bit earlier, I think the 110 size would probably be my favorite, but the 130 specifically, just because of the profile of a bluegill and how tall this middle section is, combined with the fact that you're not gonna be able to get a hook in this back section, it's gonna impede the action, so there's no point. It's just a very hard, you might hear my daughter in the background, by the way, don't worry about that, but it's just a very hard bait to hook up on, is what I found. I mean, obviously a 5-pounder can get this in their mouth, so that's not gonna be a problem, but when you're just fishing around in ponds or maybe just a body of water that's not holding, bigger fish on average, this is something that you may have some troubles getting a hookup ratio on. Now you can rig this with a treble hook, basically with a line through method. And I did see a lady on YouTube, I'll have to find the channel, I wish I had the name, but I do not, but I'll make sure I throw that in the description if you guys want to check that out. She throws basically a float up in the top, keep it more towards the top, and then does the line through, so it's just a treble hook on the bottom. That may be something that I try, just because the hookup ratio, like I said, for me it was an issue. For other people, I've seen people catch fish on it, so I don't think it's gonna be the end of the world. It's just something I noticed while I was out in the water, especially again with the 130 size. So maybe try out the 90. So I had to fix my setup here, but maybe try the 90 if maybe you're fishing in a smaller body of water, fishing for smaller fish. You may have some better luck. And I've seen people say throw a 2-aught. I would say throw a 1-aught hook on this, and with something like this, they're gonna be able to get it in their mouth. This is no bigger than, the craw or whatever you would throw on there. So, I mean, a 1-pound bass is gonna be able to get this in their mouth. I wouldn't worry about it as much on this one. 1-aught is the way that I would run. But again, guys, really enjoy fishing with the bait. You will definitely see it in some more videos coming up soon. Let me know if you guys had any questions on it, or any tips you have as well, or any ways you guys rigged it. Leave it down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, if this was informative, leave a like, leave a subscribe. It is greatly appreciated. But again, guys, this is Smeek Fishing. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time. Tight lines.